Thank you for staying with us. It's time for our weekly Adopt a Pet segment. The St. Lucie County Humane Society is back with us. Rita Hart from the St. Lucie County Humane Society, and also Dr. Leonard Fox from the Animal Hospital of West Port St. Lucie. Thanks for joining us again both today. Got another one of these long-haired little lap dogs. They seem to be real common that you keep finding.
Right, and you know, people think that all we have up there are mixed breeds, you know, a lot of older dogs and what have you, large dogs, and that's certainly not the case. This is a purebred Pekingese, and his name is Samson, and he's 7 years old, or we estimate him to be 7 years old. And he was found as a stray, but his owners never came to claim him, and he didn't have a microchip, so we couldn't find any owner attached to him. So he's with us now, and he's available for adoption.
And he's a Pekingese.
Purebred Pekingese.
Purebred. So somebody probably bought this dog somewhere intending he wasn't just a mutt off the street. He had some kind of background, and still he gets loose and nobody finds him.
And nobody finds him. And you know, it's a good point. You know, the city's website is wonderful in that they post pictures of the dogs that the Port St. Lucie Animal Control Department picks up and is with that department for a bit of time before they are brought up to our shelter. So
sure, it's a great reminder if somebody's missing a pet, check the city's website.
Right, check the city's website first, and then check our website or call us. When dogs are found as strays, they're kept in quarantine for a bit of time because we want to give that owner time to come and call us or stop in and say, hey, do you have my dog? We don't want to put it up for adoption immediately. But after a short period of time, if the dog isn't claimed, they go up for adoption, and then the dog becomes, for lack of a better word, the property of the shelter, right, and is available for adoption then.
Right. So how did somebody come up with the name Samson?
Oh, I don't. You know, I ask that question all the time. I love to know the names that we come up with.
It's
even
a good name. It works.
They're always coming up with some kind of a name.
And because he didn't have a microchip and we had no way of identifying him, we don't know what his name was for the first 7 years of his life.
Right.
So our vet tech staff that examines them and determines whether or not they're able to be well enough to be adopted.
Maybe it's got something to do with his long hair.
Yeah, well, he's well enough. He's just, you know, hasn't been groomed for a while, which looks like he's going to need a pretty good grooming before anybody does take him home.
So how about this face, Dr. Fox? This kind of dog with his face, it looks like he has a very shortened snout. Is that a problem physically, or is that just a normal way for that breed of dog?
You know, it can
looks like he ran into the wall.
It can lead to, you know, slight problems, but generally speaking, you know, it's not so much of a problem. I mean, they just need to be groomed and well taken care of. The hair around the eyes needs to be trimmed when you have the pushed-in, or we call them the brachycephalic breeds of dogs with the pushed-in faces. Some of them do need more dental care because of the teeth are all crowded together. But aside from that, they're still healthy, you know, good dogs.
Right, he seems healthy, but it just seems so, the rest of the face is not there, but I guess it's just the way they are. And that's what I think people like that.
That's
kind of
what
a
people
cute
like
face on them.
And the most amazing thing is, the more pushed in the face, the better show quality is the dog,
no
which is not always the best thing for the medical cases, but for the show quality it is better. But he should be fine.
Well, he's got beautiful coloring, and it looks like you've cleaned him up pretty nice, and so he probably could be a dog. He looks like he could be brushed out and be a show dog or some kind.
Yeah, he's a sweetie. Very gentle, and rode down beautifully in the car, just kind of settled in and rode down in the car with me. When I got him out on the leash, got him out of the car, he was hopping on the leash but walking right next to me. He's really a doll. So I'd love to see someone take him home.
And so, Doctor, you mentioned possible dental care. He's got a bit of an underbite. Dental care for a dog, is that an ordinary veteran thing, or
I think
veterinarian thing, or is it some specialist?
I think all parts of grooming in a dog is very important, from, you know, the taking care of the teeth, to hair cutting, to cleaning the hair around the eyes, to trimming the nails, to preventing mats. All of those kinds of things are very, very important upkeep for the basic health and well-being of a pet. People just don't realize that just trimming the nails, keeping them short, will prevent against nail bed infections. Getting the dog used to having the teeth brushed, or spraying the teeth with just a spray. Just basic little hygiene maintenance will really keep a dog healthy And then, of course, you get into the shots of the heartworm and all that kind of stuff. But just it starts with the basic hygiene, believe it or not.
Of course, a lot of dogs aren't going to agree with that, and they're going to put up some resistance when you try to do those things. But I guess the way is just get them used to it, like you said.
Get them used to it, just like with
trying.
kids. They got to be taught how to get used to everything.
Right. Rita, if someone is interested in adopting Samson, who should they contact?
They should contact the shelter. He is on our website, as are all our cats and dogs that are up for adoption, and that website is hsslc.org. We're located at 100 Savannah Road in Fort Pierce. We hope to have our shelter in Port St. Lucie, which will be off Glades Cutoff Road, up and running in 2013, so it won't be long before the Port St. Lucie folks can go a little bit closer. But at any rate, right, short
And a
trip.
newer facility.
But you do take in the dogs from Port St. Lucie now. We should point that out.
Absolutely.
Which is why your organization does so much to keep the strays off of our streets.
Yeah, absolutely. The Port St. Lucie Animal Control are at our facility every day, multiple times a day in some cases, and they're wonderful. They're wonderful with bringing the dogs in. And you know, sometimes these older guys, he's considered a senior pet, so his adoption rate is it's $50 rather than $95. But for that $50, he will come with a microchip, so he doesn't have the same situation happen again. All of his vaccinations will be updated.
They'll be neutered.
Neutered, health check, complete health check. So it's a lot that you get for that $50 amount.
Sure,
and,
it's great.
Yeah,
that's a small price to pay.
Right.
For a great dog.
And there's, like there's a lid for every pot is the expression. I think there's a dog for every person or a cat for every person. We had recently had a 15-year-old dog that we brought on your show, and an 85-year-old woman saw the dog and decided that they were the same age and that was the right dog for her, and she came in and adopted the dog. So it was wonderful.
Great
So it
story.
works.
Yeah.
Great story. It's just and the right person for every dog.
That's
Somewhere
right.
there's going to be that fit.
That's right. Perfect fit.
So if Samson is for you, give Rita Hart at the St. Lucie County Humane Society a call.
That's right.
And you'll get hooked up. Thank you, both of you, for coming in. Appreciate your time as always. Rita, I think you still have an event coming up.
Yes, thanks, Ed,
We're
for
not too late.
mentioning that again. In fact, Dr. Fox is going to be there at our Pet Expo on Saturday, September 29th. We're going to have low-cost vaccinations, and he's helping.
Rabies, I believe. We're going to be just doing the rabies
shots.
vaccines on your pets. So you're welcome to bring them by. We'll have a booth there where we'll be administering the rabies shot for all pets.
Right, and we're getting some wonderful vendors that are signing up to be part of the day. People making designer dog leashes and collars and designer dog clothes and pet sitting services, grooming services, all kinds of things, in addition to non-pet related crafters and so forth. So it should be a fun day even if you don't own a pet yet. Our mobile adoption unit will be there if you want to change that situation. And there'll be bounce houses for the kids, live music, Dominic's Catering
It's going to be a
is
great day just to bring your
co-sponsoring.
pet out and have a day with your kids and the pet.
Right, exactly.
It should be fun to just go out and watch. People like to do people watching. Go out and do pet watching. I'm sure there'll be all sorts of interesting sights, pets
Yeah.
being brought out.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It will be.
This one is just a very relaxed, mild-mannered dog here. He just looks you right in the eye. He looks right at you. And I'm not sure what that means, what he's thinking, but he's wondering who I am and why I'm here.
I know,
Wants you
Ed.
to
But
take
it's
them all.
nice when
Yeah,
they look at you because you know they'll respond if you want to train them.
Yeah.
So, well, Rita Hart, St. Lucie County Humane Society, Dr. Leonard Fox, Animal Hospital of West Port St. Lucie. Thank you both for taking some time to talk to us today, and good luck getting Samson adopted.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And we'll be back after this quick message.